I have two shows I recommend you not watch, Here and Here, but I'm going to talk about them in a very long-winded way. So if you just want to know why you shouldn't watch them, I'll just sum it up here. Bad writing, acting is blech, and the threads that are supposed to come together on like murder mystery shows or movies never come together. The writers just smash them together and say, here you go, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So wouldn't recommend either of these shows, but I'm going to go into detail and take a really long time to talk about my experience. Started watching The Beast in Me because I saw it on my Netflix screen and I'm trying to work out more. So my elliptical's in front of a huge TV, and I figured if I had like a new show I wanted to watch, I'd be more likely to work out because that's worked in the past before. So I picked the show, and when I saw Claire Danes on the little thumbnail, I was like, oh, that's why she's been all over my FYP, because I've seen her like with celebrities, and I was like, oh, okay, that's why she's there. I like Claire Danes. I'll watch this. You know, I'm an older millennial who watched Romeo and Juliet, so I like Claire Danes. And My So-Called Life, which I actually wasn't allowed to watch, but I knew about Claire Danes and I knew how sexy that show was. I just wasn't allowed to watch it. So I start the show, and you could describe it as a slow burn. Episode 1, I was like, ugh. Episode 2, I was like, this is not for me. Not for me. And I don't like slow burns in general. Like White Lotus is hard for me to watch sometimes because it's like so slow, but this also felt like bad writing and some bad acting. So kind of felt like not a good fit, not getting me motivated to work out. And I forgot the show existed like several times. So I switched. So I'm on the Netflix screen and I see His and Hers. And I love John Bernthal. So I was like, it's a good one. I like Tessa Thompson. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try again. And that episode, I really loved the beginning of that show. The first episode, I was like, I am hooked. I was telling my husband, I'm like, it's so good. We're going to watch it together. I'll watch it again with you. Second episode, third episodes. And I'm watching these in like 30 to 45 minute increments. So I'm barely getting through an episode at a time. And I can't watch any of these shows any other time, because if I put on screen with my kids, they're watching my show with me. And these are both inappropriate for children. So I'm watching these in small chunks. I'm getting through it. And the final chunk of His and Hers, I'm like, oh, I'm going to work out even harder. I'm going to stretch a really long time. So I'm watching it, and wow, that show falls apart. Like, wow. Like, I went on Reddit and was like, oh my God, everyone agrees with me. The show just fell apart. Just fell apart. Like, what a nightmare. And as it was happening, I was like, this is falling apart. This is weird. This is weird. And then the last 20 minutes of the season it's one of the worst endings to a TV show I've ever seen. Like, I was like, what? That's what you're saying happened? That's the murder? The whole... And I felt like a lot of promise, and I don't think the writers were able to pull the threads at all together. So they just like dumped it out. I was mad, and I was frustrated too, because it started off really well. So I was so excited about it, and then it just completely collapses. And I had this like bad taste in my mouth because I was watching this show that's supposed to be a cool murder mystery, and I'm just completely unsatisfied at the end. So because of this taste in my mouth, I'm like, I'm going to finish the other show I started. I'm going to finish The Beast in Me, because maybe that started bad, but it's going to end better, because nothing could end worse than this other show I just watched. And I don't get to watch a lot of TV. So like, it kind of sucks when like the show I picked to watch is terrible. So I put back in The Beast in Me, and it's okay. It's definitely better by episode 4. So about halfway through the season, I started to like it a little bit more, and I was like, all right. And then they do like a throwback episode 7. It's like a flashback. And I could not believe how it was just a flashback. It was like the murder and nothing interesting. Like, it was just, oh, that's what happened. You weren't like, oh, that's why this person did that. Nothing came together. Nothing was woven. It was just like a Law and Order episode. And I was like, okay. And then the episode ends at the end of the flashback, and I'm like, okay, like, not artfully done. And I'm not expecting every show to be like Severance, but no, I do want every show to be like Severance. So I'm annoyed. And then episode 8 comes, and it's like, okay. And then the way they catch the bad guy is like, it's something that even like Law and Order Criminal Intent wouldn't do. Like, Law and Order Criminal Intent writers would be like, that's sloppy. That's really lazy writing. Let's do something better. And that's a TV show. A great TV show, but a TV show. This felt like they couldn't handle it. Like, they just also just were like, whatever. And so I, like, as it was happening, I'm like, is that how she's going to catch the murderer? And then it happens, and I was like, wow. I can't recommend them less. Definitely don't watch those shows.